Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the most neglected areas of entrepreneurship. Most founders don't even think about privacy until it's too late. In fact, a 2022 IBM report found the average cost of a data breach for a small business was over $2.9 million. This kind of exposure brings a genuine security risk that invites spam, doxing, targeted lawsuits, and worse. That's why founders, consultants, investors, digital creators, and international owners continue to choose Wyoming for its strong privacy laws. I'm Arjun Mahadevan, founder and CEO of doola, and I'm going to show you how Wyoming LLC privacy laws work, what makes Wyoming different from other states, and exactly how to structure your business to keep your personal information off public records. We'll cover what Wyoming privacy can and can't protect, the common myths that trip up founders, and how to maintain maximum privacy while staying fully compliant. Wyoming LLC privacy, the history, and what makes it different. Wyoming was a pioneer in this area. It was the first U.S. state to authorize LLCs back in 1977. They paired corporate-style liability protection with partnership-style flexibility, which built Wyoming's reputation for smooth public filings and strong owner discretion. That's the reputation. The reality is even simpler. The articles of organization list your company name and your registered agent's Wyoming street address, and you keep the operating agreement internal. Your annual report focuses on assets located in Wyoming and fee computation, not on publishing member identities. On the Open State Registry, the everyday viewer sees your company, your status, and your registered agent, not your member names. In a nutshell, Wyoming privacy doesn't hide you from a bank, the IRS, or a court when disclosure is legally required, but it keeps your personal details off searchable public pages. Myth versus reality, what Wyoming privacy can and can't do. Before you get too excited hearing anonymous LLC and assume you're invisible, let's get very clear on what it means. You will still share owner information privately with the banks for KYC, that's known as Know Your Customer, and with the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, for taxes. And a court can compel disclosure in a genuine dispute. That's how proper systems work. What Wyoming actually offers is a public-facing shield. No member or manager names on the state site, no home address in public records, and an operating agreement that stays off the public file. The difference is that this information sits in non-public systems and is only accessible to authorized entities under strict safeguards. But that doesn't mean you can list any address and be covered. You must maintain a registered agent with a Wyoming street address, and that address becomes public. What information is public versus private? When someone looks up your Wyoming LLC online, they see the company's legal name, its status, and formation date, the registered agent's name and Wyoming street address, and any principal or mailing address you choose to list. They do not see member names, home addresses, your operating agreement, your EIN, or your IDs. That information lives in private systems like banks, the IRS, or FinCEN when applicable, and they are not part of the state's public registry. But here's where it gets tricky. Marketplace profiles on platforms like Amazon or Etsy often show a business address by default. Most e-commerce platforms also require you to publish your address in website footers, policies, or marketing materials. This puts you on the radar of data brokers and scammers who actively scrape state sites, marketplaces, and Whois records to build composite profiles. So, if you want to keep privacy tight, use a virtual address everywhere. That one move cuts off the most common accidental leaks that data brokers love to scrape. How privacy helps you in the real world. Now that we've covered the basics, let me tell you how this plays out in practical situations where privacy actually matters. When a disgruntled customer or competitor does a quick public search, they hit a wall. They see the LLC name, the registered agent, and a business address. They don't get your home address, so they can't immediately harass you at home, scrape relatives' addresses, or threaten your landlord. Suppose someone files a lawsuit or sends a demand letter. In that case, it goes to the registered agent or to your business/virtual address, which means you control response timing and tone, often through counsel, with no surprise doorstep confrontations. Plus, your personal assets stay outside the suit so long as you are not mixing business and personal funds. Privacy doesn't block a real case in court, but it raises the cost of casual intimidation and forces serious players to do things the right way. That's a huge win. Wyoming versus Delaware versus Nevada, the best state for privacy. Choosing a state is more than comparing filing fees. It'll decide what appears on the public record and how much ongoing privacy work you'll do. Wyoming and Delaware both keep owner names off the public registry, but require a registered agent. Nevada requires a public initial list and annual list that includes manager or managing member names, which reduces anonymity but still shields personal home addresses. When it comes to formation costs, Wyoming LLC costs around $100 to $150 total. Delaware costs about $90 for filing plus $300 for the annual franchise tax. And Nevada costs approximately $425 for the initial filing plus $350 annually. If your top goal is keeping owners off the public record with lean ongoing costs, Wyoming gets my vote. Step by step, your privacy operating system for Wyoming LLC. Privacy isn't a one-time filing, it's how you operate. Let me walk you through exactly how to keep personal details off public pages while remaining fully compliant. Step 1, use a commercial registered agent. On state filings, only list your commercial registered agent and their Wyoming street addresses. Keep the registered agent active and on auto renewal while using a virtual address on your website, marketplace profiles, and return labels and invoices. Step 2, keep owners off public formation documents. Wyoming doesn't require the names of members or managers in the articles of organization. This information is actually included in the operating agreement, but you can keep it internal since Wyoming doesn't require filing it. If a bank or agency asks for proof of authority, you can share a redacted copy or a manager's resolution rather than your complete ownership structure. Step 3, file the annual report without breaking privacy. Wyoming only requires you to report assets located in the state and a contact address, so you can use your business or virtual address, not your home address, and avoid adding owner names in any free text fields. Step 4, open banks and payment processors with strong KYC. Provide only what's requested and only use your business account, not your personal account, to protect both your privacy and your liability shield when doing KYC. That's know your customer. Use your EIN, not your social security number, with vendors and payment platforms whenever allowed. Hidden risks you should fix before they snowball. Most privacy leaks don't come from the Wyoming Secretary of State, they come from you. So always use a business or virtual address, refresh marketplace settings, update website policies, and reissue templates that remove personal info. You can file an amendment if you accidentally listed a personal address on a state record. If you missed an annual report, file it and pay the license tax quickly so your status returns to good standing before vendors or banks start asking questions. How Doola helps you build and protect a Wyoming LLC. If privacy is your North Star, let Doola form your Wyoming LLC. Our goal is simple: a minimal public footprint and ongoing compliance in one place. Even if you're an international founder, you can form a Wyoming LLC, get an EIN without a social security number, and set up a U.S. business bank account when you're outside the country. All of this is offered with flat and transparent pricing, so you're never surprised by last-minute add-on fees just to stay compliant. If this video helped you understand how Wyoming LLC privacy actually works and how to protect yourself, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Drop your questions in the comments. We do read them, and we will point you in the right direction. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And if you're ready to start your Wyoming LLC, head down below, schedule a free demo with the Doola team today. Thanks for watching. And if you are ready to start your Wyoming LLC, Doola can absolutely help you, and we'll see you in the next one.